2023 has been our biggest year yet. From 100 students in a single school, this year we've had almost 6,000 young people from 67 schools, stretching from Cairns all the way down to Tasmania, ideating, prototyping and pitching innovative ideas that make their world a better place. Tonight, we're coming together to celebrate the best of the best. From over 300 applications for finals, we whittled down to a top 50. And tonight we have the top 8 teams on stage pitching for the chance to win over $20,000 in prizes and funding to take their idea out of the classroom and launch it in the real world. Tonight isn't just about innovative young people, it's also about our educators that back them. Tonight we have our 3rd Educator Awards, recognising the enterprising thinkers and doers at the front of the classroom that are driving this change from the ground up. It's been so inspiring working with our schools, with our teachers and with our young people this year. We cannot wait to see what is about to unfold over the next couple of hours.
$60,000 years ago, before building cities, roads, the traditional owners that we call elders knew this land was home. So we pay respect, acknowledge them. Without them we wouldn't see our culture shared through song and dance, our art, our history. Bujong jara kanjio, bujong jara wanji wanji, bujong jara wanji wanji. This is a song that I co-wrote to pay respect to my ancestors, to the elders and to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet. The local tribes of Mianjin, which is known today as Brisbane, are the Turrbal and Yagara people. We have the Mananjali, Yugambeh, Jinnabara and Quandamooka people here too. My mob is from North Queensland on Birragubba country. On my father's side, I have South Sea Island heritage, the island of Tanna in Vanuatu. I have connections to the Coolgambara people off the coast of Mackay and the Quandamooka people here in the Bay of Brisbane. On my mother's side, I have Scottish ancestry, which basically just means I'm in therapy. My identity crisis every other week. No, I love my parents. It means that wherever I go, I acknowledge the traditional owners and I thank them for taking care of country, this beautiful place that we all call home and we are all responsible for. And in this song, I sing language from the island of Minjerribah. Minjerribah is known today as North Stradbroke Island, and the language of the Quandamooka people is Jundai. And the words that I sing are Bujong Jara Kanjil, Bujong Jara Wanji Wanji, which means Mother Earth. She sings and dances. Mother Earth is alive, and Mother Earth plays a very integral role in First Nations cultures all across the world. I'd like to extend my acknowledgement to any First Nations people in the room. We have thrived and we have survived. And we come in all different shades and with different voices. And I hope tonight all the good spirits are here with you. 60,000 years ago, before building cities, roads, the traditional owners stars that we call elders knew this land was home. So we pay respect, acknowledge them. Without them we wouldn't sing. Our culture shared through song and dance, our art, our history. Bujongjawa kanjiyo, Bujongjawa wanji wanji, Bujongjawa wanji wanji.
Waving a yasso, everybody. Is there a better way to start our night tonight? I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land in which we live, work, play, learn and create. My name is Nick Dyson and I'm the CEO and founder of Future Anything, and it is my great joy to open what I call Christmas. You laugh, but I'm serious. Tonight is just as good as Christmas, and we've had 19 gifts outside for us. Who checked out the showcase stands? Let's give them a big round of applause. And now tonight, we have another 8 gifts that will be joining us on stage to share their ideas as well. It's going to be an awesome night. You don't even know what we have in store for you. So to kick off, I just want to start with our opening address, and we've actually, because we're sitting here in Queensland, we've welcomed the chief of all entrepreneurs, which I still think is maybe the title I would like most as well. So in a moment, we're going to allow our chief to welcome us, but just to give you a bit of a sneak preview where we're going for the rest of the evening, we're going to meet our judges in a moment. Stay tuned. We've got 4 pitches, and then never fear, we're going to release you back to the showcase stands, because if you missed one, we want to give you a chance to go back and see them. And raise your hand if you've cast your votes in the People's Vote. Raise your hand if you've still got a vote to cast. Yes, so we're going to give you some bonus time to cast those votes, and then we're going to return for our final 4 pitches, our Educator Awards, and the big announcements. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get there, I need something from you. You've all got a handy little photo-taking object in your pocket. I want you to grab it out. This isn't school. We're not banning mobile phones in this class. You can actually take these out. I want you to grab a selfie with the person next to you, and I want you to post it on your favourite socials channel, because the winner of the best selfie is going to win a prize. So get in. I'll tell you when to go. I'm going to count down, so get your best cheese on. Get the camera up in front of you. I can still see you in the back without your phones out. Don't think I can't see you. Up in the mez, I see you. Get your phone out. All right. 3, 2, 1, cheese! All right. It's also tradition for me to get a selfie. So, can everybody jump in behind? I want to see arms up, a level of excitement. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, now I've done my job, you've done your job, and you're also up for a prize. Keep the photos coming. Now, if you need to get a second photo later because that one didn't turn out so great, you're welcome to, okay? Make sure you get your good side as well. So, Julia Spicer, who is Queensland's Chief Entrepreneur, we're so grateful to have the support of Advance Queensland and the Office of the Chief Entrepreneur backing tonight's event. And so Julia couldn't be here in person, however, she is joining us on the live stream. Can everyone turn around and wave to Julia so that she can see us? Excellent. All right. She has recorded a special message for us, so I'm going to cue to that and let Julia say her own opening address.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Future Anything's grand finale. I am actually watching this online, so this is weird at the moment because I'm going to be watching myself giving you all a big hurrah and congratulations for the work that you've done. My name's Julia Spicer and I'm Queensland's Chief Entrepreneur. I grew up out north of Roma and went to schools at Bymount, Injune and Roma before heading to boarding school in Toowoomba. And I know there's a few schools from that part of the world who are part of this great event this evening. I also know one of the schools that I was involved with mentoring and got to hear some of the early pitches is also here. So hello to Rockhampton. I'm really looking forward to being able to watch online all that you've been working on all over the state to look at what are the problems that you're wanting to solve, what are the business ideas that you're coming up with to be able to solve these problems, and ways in which you're wanting to make maybe your community, your school community, or more broadly Queensland, a better place to live. And I think that's really important. So one of the things, or a couple of the things that I focus on in this role as Chief Entrepreneur is making sure that we're able to connect in with people. So I'm really hoping through the work that you've done, that you know some more people now. You've maybe had people come to your school and do some work with you around your pitches. Maybe like me, they were online and you had to pitch to them over a computer. But I really hope that you've been able to connect in with people and have been able to meet some more people while you've been doing this program, because I think that's really important. We need to be able to share our ideas and we need to be able to support each other with what we're doing. And one way that we can support people is when they know what to ask for, when they know how to ask for help. And so hopefully as you've gone along, you've been able to meet people and ask for help around what your ideas are and how you can make them the best that they can be. I want to thank all of the schools who have been involved. I want to thank the teachers. Nick Dyson and her team are amazing, and there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to make this kind of thing happen. But I think it's really important for us at the ages that you are all at to be made aware that this world of entrepreneurship, this world of innovation, and the ways in which you can come up with some really clever and creative ideas and use those ideas to solve problems is really what the world needs at the moment. We need your creativity. We need your fresh way of looking at things to help us solve problems like climate change, like bullying, like food production, like making safe space for our friends to be able to feel that they can be themselves, thinking of some of the pitches that I was able to be part of. So I wish you well tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be watching online, but I wanted to shoot you through a message that Nick could play at the beginning of the evening to let you all know that we're so proud of you being part of this program. We're so excited to see what you put on, and we really hope that this is the beginning of you all being part of what's a really vibrant and exciting business world. And if there's ever anything that I can do to support you at a school level or individually, please just make sure you reach out. Have a great evening and enjoy. See you soon.
I mean, sorry, Julia, I'll click to the next slide so that you're not with your eyes closed in the screen. Thanks heaps to Julia for recording that. And I think what's really important is coming from regional Queensland, obviously backing regional innovation is really critical to her work. And so with the generous support of Advanced Queensland and the Office of the Chief Entrepreneur, we've actually been able to live stream this event tonight so that it doesn't matter if you can't get to Brisbane, you can watch it from wherever you are. In addition to that, a number of our regional schools have been able to access bursaries so that they can be here in person tonight as well. So we've got a team from Rockhampton. Give them a big round of applause. Teams from Cairns who've flown down here as well. Not to mention, we've also got teams coming to us from Victoria today as well. Kingswood, give them a big round of applause. CogniShield from Cardine here as well in South Australia. Give them a big round of applause. I just had to make my way from the next suburb over and I felt like that was difficult. I didn't have to get on a plane. But just really, you know, how important it is for the local backing to allow that regional accessibility to stuff like this. So a huge thank you goes to them. Now, we have 5 pretty important people here that we need to introduce. Well, actually, we have 4. So last year, we ran into some challenges with judges. We were down to 2 judges at one point and then down to 1 judge by the end of the night. And tonight, I was like, do you know what? I'm getting 5 judges because planes get cancelled, people get held up, the dirty C word tends to infect people right before events. So I was like, we're getting 5 judges and we're just waiting for our 5th judge to make her way here after a delayed flight. So she'll skulk through the back at some point and we'll do an introduction. But in the meantime, let's actually introduce our judges. Those that know me know that I have one of my greatest fears is a bio read, because I feel like it's like when somebody sings happy birthday to you. I don't actually know where to look or what to say. Next fear that I have is the dentist, for those playing at home. And the students all know that my other fear is vomit. I'm a sympathy vomiter. I've already checked to see if anybody's a nervous vomiter, because if I'm standing side of stage and the students vomit, then it's going to be vomit everywhere. So don't worry, I've troubleshooted. We should be okay tonight, team. So anyway, back to what I was talking about with the bio read. Because I have a fear of a bio read, I'm actually going to get our judges to introduce themselves. And so I'm going to introduce them one at a time, get them to tell a little bit of their story, and potentially also provide some insight into what they might be looking for tonight. So our first judge, whose face is already behind us, can we please make welcome Belinda Morrissey?
Hey.
Yes, it's on. You're good.
Oh, good. Okay. Hi. Thanks. Hey, welcome everyone. It's just such a privilege to be here tonight. I'm really, really proud. And you guys think you're nervous? You have not seen the judges. We are absolutely nervous. We've got an incredible job ahead of us. So I am really privileged in my day job to head up the English Family Foundation, and we've got Alan English, so it's his family foundation up there watching us. So I'm just really passionate about how we can move business for purpose, how we create social impact through business models, how we really look at a regenerative economy, how we actually move forward and create the new Australia, the new economy we all need. So as part and parcel of that, I guess I get to chair the board of Social Enterprise Australia. So that's a new national peak. So that's really exciting, along with English Family Foundation. And tonight I think so much of what we do in social enterprise is about passion. But it's also about how do you actually translate that passion into something that you can normalize, how you can actually spread that through into normal behavior so that people can come along on that journey with you. So I'm really looking for that passion, but I'm also looking for that to be able to translate into creating impact in our communities. Big night. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Belinda also studied the teams beforehand and was sending me clarifying emails about the pitches.
Nerdy judge.
Nerdy judge alert right here, just full warning. All right, next we have Christy, investor, philanthropist. It's always a word that I stumble right before I say it because I feel like I'm going to say it wrong. Christy, tell us a little bit about you. What brings you here tonight? What are you looking for?
Hi everyone, is that on? Yeah. So I grew up in Albury, Wodonga. And my mum was a secretary and my dad was a plumber. I had no idea about business when I grew up. So when I moved to Sydney, I spent 15 years of my life working in corporate Australia before I had a problem. And that problem was with bodily leaks. And from that problem, I had a solution. And that was Modibody, which is a line of leak-proof apparel for incontinence and periods and other leaks. And our mission at Modibody was to replace disposable hygiene and give the world a more sustainable solution. But not just that, I wanted to champion those open conversations around bodily leaks and normalise how young girls and women and men even felt about their bodily leaks, so it was no longer taboo and shameful. And over 10 years, I built that business into a global business, and really proud that it was for purpose, for profit. Sold it last year and exited it. And I'm here tonight because I absolutely believe the future is for purpose, and I think it's amazing what you're doing to, support these young people to have for purpose ideas. They're getting comfortable by being uncomfortable. It's the most important thing you can do in life.
Thank you very much, Christy. We have a saying that good things are on the other side of hard things, and I think that's really, really important. It's like a lucky dip to see whose face comes up next, isn't it? Next! Whoa! Oh no, it's all right, it's me, everyone. Next we have Joel Connolly. Third time lucky for Joel.
I don't have COVID. Hi, my name is Joel Connolly. I am creative director at a venture capital firm called Blackbird. So we invest in startups. And I also run our philanthropic foundation, which is about unleashing creativity in young people. And I wish I had a really altruistic reason for being here, except I don't. The people who are on stage tonight someday are going to be the people that we look to invest in, who are going to be solving the world's biggest problems. And I want to meet you first before anyone else does. So, but yeah, no, seriously though, I'm super excited. It's always like humbling to meet people 1/3 your age who are 1,000 times better than you and smarter than you. So I look forward to feeling silly later.
Thanks, Joel. Catherine is still making her way from a delayed flight, so no doubt she will skulk in at some point in time and we can give her the microphone. Let's just give her a big cheer in case she's tuning into the live stream on her way. And we'll go straight to Sarah, who I actually met in Buenos Aires maybe 5 years ago. My gosh, time flies when you're having fun. So Sarah and I met at a G20 Young Entrepreneur Alliance a number of years ago, and it was right at the beginning of the Future Anything story. I'd only just left teaching, and so it's such a joy to have Sarah here tonight to share a little bit of our journey today. Tell us about you and what are you looking for in our young people?
Thank you so much, Nick, for the opportunity. So, hello, everybody. I am Sarah Liu. I'm the founder and the managing director for TDC Global. And so what we do at TDC Global, we are a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting firm. We work with multinational companies around the world to help them build best practices in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And actually, similar to Christy, my story also started because I was solving a problem for myself. I realized that the corporate world that we operate in does not reflect the diversity of our world. And so I took it upon myself to solve that problem. And ever since founding in 2016, we've been in double-digit growth year on year. And actually last year, we've been ranked top 10 APAC DEI consulting firm. So really proud about that. Yes, thank you so much. And so that's actually part of the perspective I hope to bring tonight, which is that APAC and that regional and the global lens, because even though our business is headquartered in Sydney, Australia, 70% of our revenue comes from outside of Australia. So, you know, about that sort of global, that global perspective, that sort of international lens is something that I'm hoping to contribute. But all that aside, I think one interesting fact about me is that I used to be a competitive eater. Yes, so I know. So I'm actually even more
I have so
proud.
many questions.
People generally do. So that's right. So I used to be a competitive eater, and arguably I'm even more proud of that accomplishment than what I've done with my business. But tonight, really enough about me is about
I'm sorry,
you.
we can't move on from that just yet. I know we have a run sheet, and in theory I should move on. Competitive eat what?
So sushi and sausages and chicken nuggets. That's right. So my highest... So my highest record is 76 pieces of sushi and 65 pieces of chicken nuggets.
At the same time?
No, so over a period of 2 hours. So I'm what you call a longevity eater. So I eat across 2 hours, yeah.
I'm learning so much.
I know. So I'm not a cheap date. That's the moral of the story.
Well, we'd organised sushi for the judges while you were deliberating, and I'm really worried about how much sushi's out there now.
No, I'm retired, so don't worry. But yeah, so I think like tonight, I'm so excited to meet everybody who's presenting. I think so much about adult life is actually unlearning what the society has taught you. And so I think tonight I'm here, I'm wanting to learn, and I'm wanting to be educated by our next generation of what's important and what the world will look like in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I just can't move past this. I'm going to try, but this is going to have to be a continued conversation later. Has anybody else got questions about competitive eating? Because I know I do. We'll get into those a little bit later on. So a huge welcome to our judges who've travelled to be here tonight. Give them a big round of applause. Woo! They have the most difficult decision of the evening. I don't know how they're going to do it, but we shall wait and see how they go. Now, the pitches. Let's kind of dig into the structure of tonight and kind of how it works. All of our young people have engaged in our Activate program, which is a term-long or a semester-long program that they run within their schools. So over 10 weeks or 20 weeks, they tackle a version of this mission, which is take on the role of entrepreneur and by the end, pitch an innovative idea that makes the world a better place. So that's the journey that our young people have been on. Now, this year we've had 5,500, close to 6,000 students involved in that program around Australia. We had just under 300 applications for finals, which were whittled down to our top 50 teams. And now we're seeing the top 8 pitching teams on stage and the top 19 teams in our showcase from around the country, which is pretty incredible. Now, they have 3 minutes and 3 minutes only to pitch. If they go over time, they're going to hear a particular noise, and then that will be the end of their pitching time. Similarly, we keep the judges to time too. Okay, so we can't talk about the competitive eating thing. We're going to have to move on from that and focus on other questions for our pitching teams. They'll have about 4 minutes or so, and they will hear the same noise. A different noise, sorry, my bad. They'll hear a different noise at 4 minutes, which is basically my symbol to kind of wrap you up in the nicest way possible. I've already given a blanket apology for cutting them off at multiple times today, so that's just got to carry through the rest of the evening. Now, I think what's really cool is we're actually in our 6th year of our grand final. And so the winner of tonight's competition will be our 2023 National Grand Final winner. And we've got an amazing lineup of young people that have graced the stage. In 2018, we had Tanika win with her idea shielded socks from Springfield Central State High School. The problem that she wanted to solve was bullying. And so she invented school socks that were white above the surface of the shoe, so she couldn't get in trouble for wearing non-uniform socks, and partnered with a graffiti artist to create these amazing patterns underneath the shoe line. The metaphor of her socks is you don't know what's underneath the surface for young people. Our winners in 2019, actually Springfield Central State High School went back to back. So Culture Hood took home the win. There were 3 young Polynesians who identified this statistic that said that those within the Polynesian community were statistically more likely to see or experience domestic violence than lots of other cultures. And so they wanted to tackle this. So Benina, who's on my right, your right, sorry, other confession, I don't know my left and rights very well, is this amazing artist. And so they took her designs and they printed them down the sleeves of hoodies that they called Culture Hood. Now we go to 2020. And our winner was AquaShield, 3 young people that wanted to solve the issue of shark nets killing more sea life than they were stopping sharks getting into the beach. Are there any science nerds in the audience? I'm so glad Catherine's not here yet because I'm going to butcher this explanation and it's great. So they took the technology that exists in wristbands that uses electromagnetic waves to repel sharks from coming near surfers, retrofitted it on flotation devices, dropped them at intervals off the coast in order to create what they called an aqua shield. You've got to say it's like it's a Marvel film. It's really, really important. So they won in 2020. In 2021, we had Chloe walk away with the win with probably the simplest idea, wheat bags. For every wheat bag she sold, she planted a tree. She's actually starting her own market in the Moreton Bay region at the beginning of December, where every stall holder will be a school-aged entrepreneur. Now, Kia, who's in the middle of AquaShield, and Chloe, who's also on screen, are 2 of our showcase judges for tonight. So we're going to meet them a little bit later today because they've been invited back as alumni to judge our showcase section. Now, 2022, the mullet lives forever in infamy. We had Jai and Philip walk away with their Sustainable Dog Beds Eco Bed, and we're actually super thrilled to have them in the room tonight, and they will do the handover to this year's champions, which will be one of the 8 teams that are jumping on stage tonight, including one team from Marymount. Will Marymount go back to back tonight? We will just wait and see. Now, this is the fun part. The total prize package is not $7. It's not even $79. It's not even $798. It's not even $7,980. Our total prize package tonight is just under $80,000 in prizes and support for our young people to help them take their ideas off this stage tonight and do something in the real world with them. And we are so thankful to our prize partners that have donated time, funding, support, mentoring, packages, experiences, a whole wraparound that will enable our young people to step off this stage and do something with the ideas that they care about. And that's what this is all about. This is only the beginning of the story for these young people. We're excited to see what they do next. Now, enough from me. Should we get into it? I love my showcase teams down the back because they know the system. Do you think that that was enough of a cheer, guys, really? No, I reckon maybe I give the crowd a 7 out of 10. Sorry, 7.5 if I was feeling generous. Should we do that again? All right. Should we get stuck into our pitches for tonight? That's what I'm talking about. Let's welcome our first team to the stage. From Canterbury College, we have Ashutosh from Ashan Industries.
Hello, my name is Ashutosh Vaitha, and this is my baby brother Vishan. Vishan is 7 years old. He loves to go on the swing, watch Peppa Pig, and stack blocks. Vishan is my inspiration for my business. What you don't know about my brother is that when he was 2, he was diagnosed with nonverbal autism. If my brother wants something, he uses his body to communicate his needs. My business is an app that uses sign language, body language, and provides speech for those who can't. We empower the silent. Hearing the news that Vishan would be nonverbal changed our world. We introduced a range of doctors and appointments. Speech pathologists have helped our whole family to support Vishan in communicating his wants and needs. That's when we introduced the PECS book, an in-person visual prompting card system. A simple and easy design for communicating needs using picture cards. For example, a picture card for water to represent thirsty. However, despite its clear benefits, it lacked a futuristic approach, a technological application. Hence, my app was born. I was shocked to find that current applications are expensive and hard to use, which meant the average person wouldn't be able to understand my brother, nor would he be understood in return, which was unacceptable to me. That's when I came up with the idea for a new app, PETA. I love an acronym, so PETA is your personalized, electronic, everyday treatment and care advisor. Our journey with Vishan and his friends has taught me that neurodiverse children need differentiation. My personalized system, Voca, uses 3 different levels of communication: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Let me step you through this. The beginner level will provide easy to understand visual prompting cards to build their foundational communication skills, with PR and responses providing automatic required interactions. Intermediate level provides transitional prompting cards, designed to spell out words and developing full sentences, while also increasing the difficulty of app navigation, consisting of splitting communication into their feelings, their needs, and their wants. The advanced level includes sign language prompting cards. The 3 levels provide a simple way to begin engaging in alternative communication and progress our users in the development of communication in an innovative way. My app differs from competitors for price and also my personalization of my users' needs. We provide a user-friendly experience with progressive communication, personalized voice features, sign language, and practice with our device, making it easy to use in a reliable way. Currently, I have 2 investors and am in the design stage of our app development journey, requiring a UX and UI designer. I have already consulted with software engineers at Microsoft and Go On for advice. I require a small investment of $3,000 to create our minimum viable product, a condensed version of our application used to validate our idea, reduce the risk, and in return, attract investors toward our app. Towards the future, I'm seeking mentorship, partners, and investors to fund the full application development process to then be released, with planned features with future app updates. I'm determined to make this app. I'm asking everyone here tonight to come along with this journey with me. Together, we can empower the silent.
Ooh, it's tough to go first. Amazing. Although you get to breathe easy after this, which is pretty awesome. Judges, Catherine, it's like timing is perfect, my friend. The first pitch begins and you seat yourself at the front. It's like a little mic drop moment for you. Can we all make Catherine welcome? Do you know what? You can introduce yourself briefly Ish. I know it's a long.
I feel like I don't want to take the oxygen out of this pitch, actually.
Have you got a question for us?
I do actually have a question, yeah.
Let's roll right in.
So as part of the X Prize, which is this global not-for-profit running grand challenges, the 7th area that we're bringing online is AI, deep tech and quantum. When you talk about the pathway for your product, have you looked at some of the sister large language model and AI-backed programs that are now coming out? 2 weeks ago in California, we were literally talking about how we're going to use AI to talk to dolphins and whales within the next 18 months. So high levels of multimodal communication, different kinds of biophysical features. And by the way, dogs and cats will be about 9 to 12 months. And apparently dogs are very simple. Cats are all facial expressions, apparently. They raise eyebrows and they have opinions.
Very judgy.
Very judgy. But I would like to know where your process fits in, and have you been taking any advice looking at some of these sister technologies that are now rushing to this horizon? Great pitch, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. I've been thinking about AI a lot because it's obviously ChatGPT has been a big thing lately. And I think one of the things I've learned in market research at my brother's schools is that they need real practice with the device. So we're thinking about using AI to practice with, for example, Peter. So you could use our technology to practice with Peter.
Thank you. Christy, over to you.
Actually, I was just going to ask about the market research you've done. I think it's great that you've come up with an idea that's based on, you know, a personal problem with your, not with your brother, like he's an amazing human being, but it's actually come from a personal idea. Can you tell me what other market research, because mine was also a personal idea, but I had to go out and do other research just to make sure it's not just me. So I'd love to know more about that.
So towards the future, we're looking towards doing market research at special schools such as my brother's and expand our knowledge, also hopefully get some help with funding from NDIS. They can also help us with the knowledge they've gained throughout helping people, for example, like my brother, and that knowledge will be really helpful when creating our app.
That's fantastic that you mentioned NDIS, so you've really done some research. Wonderful.
Thank you. Sarah.
My question is more around how would you monetize the business? What's your business model around that?
So monetization comes from buying the app. So first from our minimum viable product, which is only a small investment of $3,000. That's small because of the limited features and also reducing the risk for investors. And then once that occurs, we can actually attract investors. And once the investors come and the real app development journey occurs. Sorry, what was the question again? I totally forgot.
Monetizing business.
Yeah,
okay,
you actually already answered it, so great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Can we give Ashutosh a massive round of applause? I think as soon as we start with questions around deep tech, there's a little part inside of me that kind of fears like how to respond to that. So first question, cab off the rank, nailed it from a response point of view. Excellent work. Now, from McGregor State High School, can we please welcome Paw Print Books?
Raise your hand if you've ever heard of the red goshawk. What about the southern brown bandicoot? Or the growling grass frog? It appears very few out of the attendees tonight. This will be your last chance. There's 550 others. Once they're gone, they're gone. Good evening. My name is Sarah and this is Alexis, and we are the founders of Paw Print Books.
Our books help children aged 4 to 8 years save endangered species by empowering them to take practical steps as active citizens to conserve animal habitats. This is because the real work always starts with education.
Our books save lives. We redistribute 25% of our profits to organizations working in the state or territory where the animal is threatened. Alexis and I are authors, illustrators, and even mathematicians, so our finances will always add up. Here's our first book, Can You Save Bobo? Featuring an Australian sea lion. On his travels, he encounters new and colourful creatures called plastic bags and bottles. While saving others from the old critters, Bobo is attacked by a plastic bag, leaving him scared and hungry. Thankfully, a group of friendly humans cut him free. We also have 2 forthcoming books featuring Millie and Pip. Every book comes with a complimentary bookmark and stickers. The shirts we are wearing tonight are also for sale. We will attend local markets to reach parents and families and contact primary schools through a direct email campaign. Eventually, we will target educators at professional development events.
We recognize our competitors, who are individual authors, publishers, and bookstores, and we have analysed them to further enhance our point of difference. No other Australian children's books offer a call to action, focus on a range of threatened and endangered species, and offer additional products. Each book is printed at a cost of $3.50 and will sell for $20. With the sale of 24 books, the Wildlife Preservation Society of Queensland can construct a home for the greater glider. With $2,500, we can take our 4 products straight to the market. With less, we do less. Judges, please refer to our financial plan in the folder. To get here today, we've surveyed over 250 people. We've completed multiple prototypes and already secured 50 book sales.
Now it's up to you to help us make a difference. If not you, who? If not now, when? And once again, our books save lives.
I mean, turn around and show us Bobo again on the back of the shirts. So good. Amazing. Belinda, a question for the team from McGregor State High School.
Awesome work, guys. Thank you so much. Really, really inspiring. My question is in relation to the beautiful artwork of Bobo and the others that you have in plan. Who's the artist, and have you factored the cost of that into your business plan?
I'm Sarah, and I worked on the illustrations for Bobo, and Alexis worked on the illustrations for the covers for our next 2 books.
So yes, I'd say they've factored that in. Joel, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, why is this, of all the things you could have done, why is this important to you?
No, you answer. No, you answer. No, you answer.
Well, we both have kind of different stories, but for me, in grade 7, I had an amazing business teacher, and this was one of our projects to create children's books. And basically, we just kind of reshaped this idea along with
I've always wanted to make children's books, and making picture books would have allowed us to combine our ideas and our passions and our skills.
Great, thank you so much.
Let's give him a big round of applause. McGregor State High School!
By the way, some lucky attendees tonight have some stickers under their chairs, so you might want to check.
Who's got the Bobo stickers? Yes. Oh, I'm very excited. I need one for my laptop. So if somebody can hang on to one, that would be great. All right. Coming to us from Kerwin State High School, can we please welcome Special Bins to the stage?
You've got questions, we've got special bins.
Ocean pollution is a prominent global issue that has affected society unless we make a change. So what's your idea to fix it?
Living in North Queensland and on the Great Barrier Reef has made us especially aware of the importance and impacts of sustainable waste disposal.
Picture this. You're walking your dog along the beach and you stumble across a green sea turtle perched on the shore with a ring of plastic around its neck. You see the jellyfish wrapped up in the net on the beach. Something so peaceful and special is now ruined. But there is hope. Special bins is our answer. Judges, these have been placed on your table. Special bins are bins that have been designed as local sea life to encourage people, especially children, to dispose of their waste sustainably through a positive and interactive way. These bins will be located on the Strand and Townsville Stadium to reduce pollution. Our product will aim to raise awareness and solve rubbish one small step at a time, while promoting empathy and personal connection through our local community.
Around Australia, there are plenty of promotional bins and recycling solutions, but they lack character and passion. Special bins aren't just useful, they're unique, a new, innovative, feasible product that do not exist in our local community. Special bins are creatively designed to attract audiences and help children make connections between where their rubbish is going and the effect it has on sea life.
Special bins will start off small. These bins will be prototyped through school communities, obtaining feedback for improvement so we can reevaluate moving forward. Placing the bins inside schools will help educate students on pollution through a creative character promoting ownership. We are starting from the grassroots level. We will invest in the initial product of our design, including painting the first few bins ourselves. Then the designs will be professionally painted. Being a non-profit organisation, the profit from initiatives will be put back into the creation and expansion of the product. With support from council or other businesses, we can expand the product throughout the city, but we need your help to make our idea come to life.
So what can you do to support us? In our calculations, for $1,000, we can create our 6 designs for the basic phase 1 of our plan, the painting. For an additional $1,000, we can have them professionally printed and the designs manipulated on the bins, bringing our program to phase 2. In phase 3, we want to ideally sell this product to individual schools as part of a Green Initiate program and eventually to Townsville City Council to promote our awareness program. To promote our product, we plan to partner with institutions such as Townsville Youth Council or Port of Townsville. This would include putting QR codes on the bin that will take people to their websites to raise awareness. A second aspect of our marketing plan is to create social media accounts to create engagement towards the special bins. These accounts would support the local character and make links to our sponsors and raise awareness utilizing other organisation sites. Our product, Special Bins, will help reduce pollution in our environment through emotion and empathy.
You've got questions, we've got special bins.
Great, thank you so much. Love the personalities you're bringing into the designs. So my question is, your unique proposition is potentially something that could be quite easy to replicate by other people. So what would you do if someone was to sort of steal this and start making their bins, so start to design that with personality and character?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand the question. Could you probably
So my question is, if someone was to copy this idea, like a company that's already manufacturing the bins currently, and they saw this great idea, they decided to do it themselves, how would you continue to differentiate yourself? What if someone, copies the idea?
At this point in time, we haven't quite discussed that possibility, as it's not a massive thing that young people like ourselves are worried about, and so that's why we've targeted this particular solution. So,
great, thank you.
So, I'm not sure if I heard this, but how do you plan to make money through this business?
We're not
total social enterprise is.
Yes. With us doing this, we plan to give us maybe $5 per bin, maybe, or income that's coming in, so that we're able to still be interested in this design, rather than us putting it in, getting nothing from it to keep us interested, and then completely going away from the idea, and then the bins become useless. So.
So
So you've just given me a flashback to one of my favourite ever Dragon's Dens in the UK. And in the UK, they had Dragon's Den rather than Shark Tank. But there was this chap, and he wanted to have umbrella vending machines on the tube. His idea was that people, if it's raining in London, which it does quite frequently if you've never been or you've seen the pictures, people want to pay £5 for a quick, umbrella. It might only last 5 minutes, whatever. But the thing that they forgot was the value was not actually in the vending machine. And this is where I see some value that I think maybe you might not have thought of around this. The value for his idea was actually in the advertising space on the vending machine that would sell the umbrellas. So with your bins having those QR codes and those sponsors, the value these days of sponsorship relationships, directly working with local kids and working with education, this is a huge corporate social responsibility, ESG, sort of brand alignment to somebody who might need some good brand alignment. That could be Port of Townsville, that could be Townsville City Council, whom I'm actually personally consulting to, so I can connect you to the communities teams personally if you don't know them already, and their future strategy people inside Townsville City Council. And I know that the council there is incredibly progressive, and I wish that one of them was here because I think they would have loved to hear this idea. Things can get copied, trademarks, patents, they don't really hold much water. You don't want to go to court to fight these things. This is about creating a brand that is you, a brand that is Townsville, a message that you're trying to lead from far north Queensland, and also looking at the monetization of the QR code leading to education resources, and then the brand value of the sponsorship, or we'll call it advertising, but you know what I mean, the sponsorship, the advertising, the way people would then pay for those spaces on those bins. I see many layers to this lovely, lovely cake. Is effectively kind of my question, but it's not really a question, is it? But anyway, there you go. Ding, ding.
Excellent work. All right, can you believe it? We're at our final team for our first session, at which point, can we wave goodbye to our showcase teams, because they're going to set up ready for intermission so that you can spend your hard-earned money at their stands. So we'll just let them exit out the back. I'm not kidding about the hard-earned money. A lot of them are selling stuff. You should buy stuff. Okay, we have one more team before we have a break today from Brisbane South State Secondary College. Can we welcome Chips to the stage?
Hi, I'm Giannis. I'm an immigrant from Nepal. This is me during the Dasai festival in Nepal, known for its vibrant colors, food, and family connection. One of my favorite times of the year, as family members from everywhere come together and celebrate. It made me feel like I was a part of something special, the connection between people. But then I lost it. In 2015, I moved to Australia with my family, and from then on, that connection was gone. Or so I thought. Around Dasai festival in Nepal, my fabulous mom would start cooking the unique cultural dishes, and all the memories would come flooding back, like the connection had been restored. From then on, I realized that you don't have to physically be with a person to be connected.
I'm Lewis. I experienced a similar problem. Moving from Indonesia, I lost the sense of belonging, but food helped bring it back. That's when I discovered that power food is not just about nutrition, it's about culture and connection. Introducing Chips, we've taken the initiative to create a snack that gives you that connecting and cultural experience whilst being delicious and nutritious. The chips are crafted out of tempeh, which is a traditional Indonesian food made from fermented soybeans. Judges, chips are being handed out to you as we speak. So essentially, our product will help teens start eating healthier, which in turn will boost their mental and physical health. So far, we have made 10 batches of chips, with each one improving and making the recipe better.
We arranged a meeting with Dr. Bhaskar Adhikari, a doctor of food technology at UQ. He approved our use of tempeh, stating that it is high in protein and low in acrylamide, a harmful toxin, as well as low in cholesterol. This food combination is effective for muscle recovery, bone growth, and teen development. We are also committed to the health of the environment. Our chips will be packaged in recyclable stand-up pouches, making them a sustainable choice. We also source our ingredients from PB Agri-Food, a local farm based in Toowoomba that uses sustainable and ethical farming practices, making their soybeans GMO-free.
After careful calculations, we have determined the cost of production for our chips. With a retail price of $5.50, we'll make a $3.30 profit per bag.
We plan to sell our chips at the Cav Road markets, which I already hire a stall at for my pre-existing business. We plan to advertise our product to mums of teenagers, as according to a study done by the International Food and Agribusiness Management Association in 2014. Consumers attending local markets tend to be middle-aged females at higher income levels.
Currently, we have established a market stall, but our website is still in its development phase. As the business grows, we will rent a commercial kitchen to expand to supermarkets and eventually start importing all over the globe. We have consulted with Anthony Ryan, the CEO of the Brisbane Economic Development Agency. He has agreed to source us a commercial kitchen, provide pitch mentoring and networks to begin marketing and seeking funding.
But at its core, this journey has all been about capturing that thing, that feeling of connection that I felt in this photo, and you can feel too. Food unites us, and I believe that we all need something to bring us together. That thing is chips. We bring the world's flavors to your snack time.
Turn around and show them the back of your shirts as well. Give them a bit of a look at the back. Turn around, show them the back of the... There. All right, Belinda, question for the chips team, if you don't have a mouthful right now, of course.
Thanks, guys. That was absolutely incredible. I love the fact that you've sourced from a sustainable supplier in Toowoomba. And I guess I just wanted to unpack that a little bit more about how you found them and how you maintain that high level of sustainability in your, like, from your suppliers.
So we've discovered this supplier because my dad, he owns a pre-existing business for tempeh, and so he basically gets the soybeans from this local farm, and we're also managing to keep it sustainable by so we're purchasing from them, and they use ethical strategies, and the prices are also not that bad, so it'll still be sustainable. And if we also buy in bulk, the prices will also get reduced, so that's how we're going to keep it sustainable.
Joel.
Yeah, first of all, they're delicious. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've been eating them all. The packet's gone. I wanted to know.
I actually saw Joel leaning across to grab it from other judges, but...
I was like, am I going to miss out? I was really... So, yeah, congratulations on the product. But what I want to know is what customer research have you done, i.e., have you given the chips to your buddies, and do they like them?
Okay, so we've sort of already made, as you know, we've made 10 batches so far, and we've given it to our peers and sort of family members to try and give us some feedback, and we've gotten highly rated reviews. So all of my friends.
Your mum loves them.
Yeah, and
so 5 stars.
All of my friends, they've been asking, hey, when are these gonna come out? When are these coming? We can't wait. And they've been suggesting flavors, and I guess we've already gotten high demand for our chips.
Incredible, incredible.
All right, let's give Chips a round of applause. Well done, legends. I mean, slickest shoes in town as well. Christy, always sneaking in a question.
I'm really sorry, but I think there are other products on the market that are made from peas and other things, and organic healthy food does exist. How are you going to get cut through to make this brand cool amongst the younger generation?
So as you know, there's already some healthy chip companies such as Veggie Chips, but I've asked some friends of mine whether they actually like the chips or not, because I've seen them eating them at lunch, but sometimes they kind of just eat it because it's healthy, not because it's actually delicious. But after some research, some of them actually aren't that healthy because there's quite a bit of fat in it. So such as trans fat or saturated fat, which isn't good for you. They actually hold a lot of those fats in them. So our chips are not only delicious, as you already know, they are healthy as well, and it's backed up by the doctor that we went to.
Yep. I also want to add on to that real quick. Answering your question about the younger generation. So like at this day and age, a lot of teenagers are interested in protein, which our chips have a lot of.
So they're going to bulk up, build muscle. Muscle building chips. Thanks, team. I mean, Joel, do you feel like your muscles are a little bit bigger?
The proof is in the pudding.
Yes. Well played. 4 pitches down. What did you think? Yes. Now, we have some teams that are eagerly awaiting your votes and also potentially your money at the same time as well. If you haven't cast your votes, you can do it in 3 simple ways. Go and visit all the showcase stands. There's also, plenty of conversation. Ask them about their ideas. Head to the ballot boxes and cast your votes. And later on tonight, we will reveal the team with the most votes. Whew, competition is only heating up. So we're going to take about a 20-minute break or so. We're going to open up these side doors and the back doors. Please feel free to visit the bar, grab a drink. Feel free to visit the showcase stands. And Jess will ring her little triangle, not so little, it's actually very loud, when it's time to move back in. So we'll see you really soon. Who got some food? Who went to the bar? Thank you. Who cast their votes? Who hid who they cast their votes for because they were worried about somebody seeing them split their votes from teams? I'm talking to the Matthew Flinders teachers, who I know only had 3 tokens and 5 teams out there. So very complex voting from that team happening, I already know. Are we ready for the second half? Yes. All right, so we have 4 more teams. The fun has only just begun. And do you know what? Enough from me. We're going to bring out our first team in our second half. Can we please welcome from Fairholme College, Reese's to the stage?
Imagine this, being discarded by 26 million Australians every single day.
Hello, I'm Eva and this is Grace. Although were aware of the rubbish on our local beaches, it wasn't until a year ago, when we were on holiday at the Great Barrier Reef, that our eyes were opened to the magnitude of plastic in our oceans. Our strong passion for marine health and ocean cleanliness drove us to establish Reese's, an environmentally conscious swimwear brand that sells high-quality swimwear manufactured from recycled plastic by Barley Swim. Judges, a prototype is on your table.
Unlike other recycled swimwear brands such as Somersault, Bayer and Shapes in the Sand, our product is ethically produced, supporting not only the ocean's health but also ethical working conditions for Barley Swim employees, particularly women. Our swimwear will be packaged in biodegradable bags created from plant materials, and we'll post our swimwear in satchels made from 80% recycled plastic. All ink used is eco-friendly. We also offer reversible swimwear options to ensure excellent value for money.
Swimwear will sell for $150 each, covering all production, overhead and impact costs. $5 from each sale will be put back into our Waterway Warriors program.
Our business goal is to sell 350 units in the first year, generating approximately $14,000 profit that will be used to expand our business. $1,500 in funding would allow us to cover our startup costs, set up our online store, have our first beach cleanup and purchase 25 units. $2,500 would allow us to purchase 50 units, employ another beach cleanup assistant and begin our marketing plan with local councils.
Our initiative, Waterway Warriors, is a program that nurtures a strong sense of community through monthly beach cleanups on the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast beaches. We will offer a 5% discount on our swimwear to warriors who participate in at least 2 of our beach cleanups.
We plan to market our swimwear to young women approximately 13 to 35 years of age, as after surveying a variety of age demographics, we determined young women were the most likely to purchase our style of swimwear.
Our TikTok and Instagram posts will reflect a wide range of body types and colours. We will also partner with beachside city councils to promote Reese's and Waterway Warriors on public recycling bins. We will also include a QR code to our bins to our website where potential customers are able to purchase our swimwear or sign up to Waterway Warriors.
We have secured a partnership with Bali Swim and ordered our first bikini. Bali Swim donates proceeds from every order to organisations that support the environment, women's access to education and ocean cleanups. We will sell our products on our established website and intend to partner with environmentally conscious boutique stores in the future. We will also find a local manufacturer once we have established our business.
So what are you waiting for? Dive in and ride the wave of sustainability with us.
Excellent work, team. Let's start in the middle. Sarah, any questions for the team? Oh gosh, now we're going to play like microphone Tetris.
Yeah, great. I love it, and I would definitely buy one. My question probably is around the demographic that you're targeting. So you mentioned like the sort of young women, I think 15 to 35, I remember correctly, which it could also be quite a price-sensitive segment who are, always comparing prices, etc. So how would you ensure that your pricing is very competitive, yet enough for the margin and for all the great things that you want to do and give back?
Well, first to determine our target market and target audience, we sent out a survey to our fellow students at our school in Toowoomba to grade 7, 8 and 9, and majority of the feedback was very positive and everyone wanted to. And we worked out our price point through working out all the costs and then also comparing to a very popular swimwear brand around our age, if you know Triangle. It is very popular, and we made sure our swimwear is cheaper than that. And yeah.
Great, fantastic.
Belinda.
Fantastic, guys, really exciting. To the point around Triangle, because one of Triangle's big issues is their designs. And so I was just curious to sort of delve into a little bit more about the design, because in your target cohorts, the design is going to be as important as the sustainability. But I love the fact you've nailed two key factors, environmental and empowering women, two issues I'm really passionate about. So well done.
Thank you. Yeah, so when we also sent out the survey to the students at school, we had a range of designs on the survey, and from the feedback that we gathered the most popular colours, designs, like whether they like stripes or spots, or so that we are keeping our product unique rather than just copying competitors such as Triangle. We want to ensure that our swimwear is unique while ensuring that we are capturing the audience that we want to.
Yeah, and most of our audience said that they wanted, I think the most popular colour was a blue, that ocean colour, and royal blues. So probably if our first drop, if that happens, will be
when that happens.
When that happens, yes, will probably be the blue colours. Yeah.
And you'll probably sell mostly black. But I want to ask you, have you thought about the end of life if you're positioning yourself as a sustainable business? What about the end of life for the product?
Yeah, so when we originally thought of the idea, we had thought of an idea that when people have finished with the swimwear that they could donate it back to us. And while we haven't exactly acted upon that as of yet, if we were to start up this business, we would definitely look into that, as we believe that it should be a continuing cycle rather than it being created and then put into landfill or something.
Let's give them a big round of applause. I saw this big bag of rubbish in the green room and I was like, my gosh, who's been drinking all of this soft drink? Where did it come from? I didn't see any of this. So now I understand what it was for. Can we give the team a big round of applause, please? All right, excellent work. Our second team in our second half from the Queensland Academy of Creative Industries. Can we welcome Clipper Case to the stage?
Hi,
I'm Lillian.
And I'm Kira.
And we're the founders of Clipper Case.
Remember grabbing into your pencil case just before an exam, expecting to pull out the fresh new pens you bought the day before, but instead you're faced with a filthy lead-covered pen?
It's the worst feeling, right? As people who've experienced this horrible situation personally, we made it our mission to find an effective and eco-friendly solution to this problem. Meet Clipper Case, an already loved sustainable pencil case made from recycled chip packets on the outside and secondhand fabrics on the inside.
What's more is a Clipper Case is easily manufactured and only requires a few steps. First, we sew the fabric into a rectangular pouch. Next, we sew on buttons and hooks. After this, we encase the entire Clipper Case with a chip packet and then a clear PVC sheet on top. Finally, we sew on a zipper.
Every year in Australia, almost 10% of parents admitted to throwing away school supplies that were still in good condition. For this reason, we created Clipper Case specifically for people in primary and high school to help reduce stationery waste.
Until we reach economies of scale, we will focus on a local market first and target Brisbane consumers only. We will have below-the-line advertising on media platforms, specifically on school social media handles as well as school newsletters, which will help to target both parents and students. We will plan to sell Clipper Case on our website because it will create higher customer loyalty as customers will be able to refer to our store name rather than a generic marketplace. We will also be utilising business-to-business marketing by partnering with schools to incorporate Clipper Case into school stationery lists, expanding our customer base.
Two other companies' highest competitors are Java Eco Project and Fair Space. However, what sets us apart from them is that you can effortlessly detach and reattach the inner fabric compartment of your Clipper Case, which enables you to wash it whenever it gets dirty, making us one step closer to a cleaner and more sustainable world.
The Clipper Case, currently in the prototype phase, is set to come to life through partnerships with Australian manufacturers. Our future plans also include expanding interstate and collaborating with local supermarket chains, offering dedicated bins for Clipper Case supplies.
Moving on, the product cost per unit for a Clipper Case is $1 and the recommended retail price is $15. This means a surplus will be $14 for each medium pencil case sold. The amount of money going to our wages will be 80% and 20% will return back to the business, meaning we'll break even once we have sold approximately 77 units of medium Clipper Cases.
The Clipper Case stands as a distinctive prototype designed to reduce waste and save money. With this, we can all work together and help make the world a better place. So take the initiative today and choose Clipper Case.
Excellent work, team. Now we can breathe a little bit, except the judges are about to ask questions. Catherine or Joel? Catherine.
Okay. Have you considered markets outside of your own market? I'm talking to you as a woman right now whose handbag currently has about 3 different types of wires wrapping itself around each other. Anyone remember AirPods before they were independent pods, like the ways wires were able to wrap around each other? Have you considered looking at things other than stationery products?
Yeah, so we've also been considering makeup bags. So we know, well, personally, we've experienced dirty makeup bags, you know, things spill, things break, and it's really hard to clean up. And so we think we could further expand Clipper Case to makeup bags.
Excellent work. Joel, I know you want a makeup bag, don't you?
I'm deaf.
Can we clip the microphone back together?
Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah,
the
my
music.
question was just about. I was just looking at the unit economics you had up there, and I was just curious how long does it take you to make one bag?
One Clipper Case takes approximately 30 minutes.
Okay, all right, so you can do 2 an hour.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, that was my only question.
Excellent. Can we give the team a round of applause? Well done. Excellent work. Very good. All right, our third team for the second half. Can we welcome from Ferny Grove State High School, Unified First Aid?
We've all seen in the movies where CPR is applied to a collapsed person by the stereotypical hero of the story. But why can't that hero be a person with a disability? I'm Blaze, this is Harley, and we are Unified First Aid, where first aid is for everyone, everywhere. Unified First Aid is our passion. My father, before he passed, had numerous severe disabilities, and while his mind was still strong, he was not physically able to do a first aid course.
My sister is one of the 20% of Australians who has a disability that has significantly impacted her life. If she wants to do a first aid course, she should get to do so in a way that suits her abilities.
Think about it. How does someone in a wheelchair get down on the ground and apply CPR? How does someone who is blind identify an injury? We want to empower people with disabilities to work with the community when an emergency arises. Current mainstream first aid courses allow for participation, but do not allow for flexibility for specific and individual needs. Unified First Aid does.
Unified First Aid is the only course on the market that specifically caters to first aid provision for people with physical and sensory disabilities. Including mainstream courses, we will run classes conducted only in sign language, where the teacher will sign, classes accommodating vision impairment requirements, including adaptive technologies such as text-to-speech and lengthened class times for a tactile experience, like feeling where to place hands on a CPR dummy. Lighting, sound, class length, and size modification for people on the autism spectrum scale, and those with physical disabilities will be educated on how to instruct a bystander to administer first aid if they are unable to do it themselves. These will all start as a one-day, 6-hour class that can change as required. Additionally, we will run self-paced online courses with closed captioning, Auslan video, and audio description options.
Our instructors need certificates in both training and assessment and provide first aid. We currently have 4 potential instructors with provide first aid certification, including 1 who signs and 1 with a certificate 4 in training and assessment. In the interim, until our instructors are qualified, we intend to start our courses online at $125 per person, providing recognition of attendance, allowing us to introduce our program and provide immediate opportunities and knowledge into the community.
On average, an in-person class would cost $500 to run. Comparatively, a face-to-face 20-person class at $175 per person would garner $3,500. There would be little need for venue hire to begin with, as our school principal has kindly lent us the use of the school facilities. Our ongoing expenses include wages and staff training, and maintenance of equipment, technology, and advertising.
Give people with disabilities a chance to be the hero. We are Unified First Aid, where first aid is for everyone, everywhere. Thank you.
Very good. Would you like to make another introduction while you're on stage?
Yeah, so this is Cindy, our interpreter for the night, for our group.
We give Cindy a big round of applause. So interestingly, the team pitched in our semi-finals, and Cindy was actually pitching in the semi-final. And internally as a team, we had a conversation about the fact that we'd never had interpreters at our events. And so because of these young men pitching in our semi-finals, we've actually invited Kim Ann and Peter to interpret for tonight. So let's give them a round of applause as well. Questions from the judges. It's open slather. Belinda looks very eager to grab the microphone, so we'll start there.
Always eager. Sensational idea, guys. It's really simple, but it's really powerful. So my question is, because often you do need a CPR or first aid course as part of your job, and so how does that work for you? Does that mean that you need to become a registered training office? Like, how do you, as Unified First Aid, what's your certification as an organization, and how does that sort of translate for you?
So to start with, we don't think it's reasonable for us to start as a registered trade organization. So instead we'd be providing not nationally accredited recognitions of attendance to show that they've completed our course, but aren't or nationally certified. But we want to eventually work towards international or national certification to show that we have or that our course is capable of providing valid knowledge.
If I may add something to that, there's actually one thing that we were looking at in our research, which was this other first aid course known as CPR Kids, which is a first aid course for parents who want to, learn the knowledge of providing first aid to their kids in an emergency situation. This course is also not certified, so it's more about the knowledge that you would gain in the event of an emergency, and it's based on real life and what you would actually need.
Well answered. Question from the floor. I'm leaving it open, Slather. Whoever grabs the microphone next. Catherine, what is your question?
Have you had a look globally to see what other countries are doing this or leading in this space at all?
Oh, great question.
Actually, we've spent a very long time. We spent an entire class of 70 minutes trying to find...
Endless time.
So just ourselves, 70 minutes trying to find it. Then our teachers spent 70 minutes trying to find a competitor. Then our parents spent another 70 minutes trying to find a competitor.
And then Nick spent 70 minutes finding another competitor.
And we've found nothing. Not a single course like this on the market anywhere in the world. Absolutely nothing.
Follow-up question, if I may.
You may. A question only, not a comment.
No, question. Sorry, I like my comments. So how would you build this with a global mindset rather than an Australian mindset?
If it were us to do it, it'd be a very long-term goal. Because obviously, straight away, we can't obviously start providing courses everywhere. It's kind of a scalability issue of a small business at startup. It's always the case. It happens all the time.
As you know.
But it's definitely something that we can look forward to in the long term as a long-term goal, like a global market for us and our business.
I mean, starting to scale, we've got a very, very local, just to start our company, getting somewhere. At our school, there's a student in year 11 who's going into grade 12 next year, who to graduate is required to be taught CPR, but he's bound to a wheelchair. So he would have to be let through with an exemption, which isn't inclusive, but our course would still give him that knowledge in the next year to be able to graduate with that, without that exemption and be able to be included with his peers.
Can we please give Unified First Aid a round of applause? Well done, team. Excellent. Good job. Very good, very good. Can you believe we're up to our final team? I didn't get the I expected. Can you believe we're up to our final team? Thank you. Oh, it's like we didn't even have to practice it. It was beautiful. All right. From Marymount College, can we welcome Rise to the stage?
Good afternoon, judges and our audience. There are many fathers, friends and family lost to the powers of the ocean, overworked lifeguards racing to save lives and not getting there in time by a split second. Heartbreak after heartbreak. Between the 1st of July 2022 and the 30th of June 2023, 281 people have lost their lives to drowning and many more were affected.
As you can see in front of you, judges, the sustainable watch-like invention is strapped to your upper arm and is powered by a Suzu canister, which inflates a neoprene balloon that will lift you back to the surface. The lifeguard patrol tower can control these bands from the phone or tablet.
The blue dots signify the lifeguards. The red shows the swimmers who have inflated their armband, and the green is the swimmers wearing a rise band, which is all possible by a GPS hidden inside the rise band. At any time, a lifeguard can activate a person's rise band by selecting the person and pressing the orange button. This grants the other lifeguards extra time to make the rescue.
The armband straps are made from an eco-friendly and sustainable silicone rubber that can be adjusted to fit a child or adult's arm, unlike our competitors who limit themselves to only children's flotation devices. The gadget contains a CO2 cartridge which inflates a neoprene balloon through an air vent. Also, all of our rise bands have a button to release the CO2 canister to float you back up to the surface. The button cover is made by a 3D printed plastic cover to stop someone from accidentally pressing the rise button.
LED flashing lights are also encased into the band to help lifeguards find people easier in dawn and dusk. The C2 cartridge is encased in a strong acrylic glass, whilst the neoprene balloon is covered in an acrylic lightweight cover that flicks open when the balloons begin to inflate. An extra balloon comes with the band so it can have multiple uses.
These bands would cost you $399. What a bargain for saving a life. Judges, if you would like to dig deeper into the cost, it is in your booklet. To increase our exposure and selling rates, the Rise Band will be sold at multiple locations as well as online. The brand will be sold in stores and airports to attract tourists as well as popular beaches such as Bondi and Surfers Paradise. We will also be selling the Rise Bands online through a website. To increase the publicity of our product, we will have a social media page, posters and billboards as well as QR codes.
Lastly, as a brand, we would love for you to invest $50K into our business so we can pay the cost of goods to make our product as well as branding publicity. Once subtracting our branding and publicity costs, this money can help us create over 31,000 Rise Bands. Thank you.
Well done, well done, well done. Excellent work, team. Nailed it. Questions from the judges. Chrissy's ready to go.
Yeah,
She's got the
ready.
mic. She's ready.
Done. I'm wondering, where did the passion come from for this idea?
Yeah, so I'm a lifesaver and I life save down on Mermaid Beach on the Gold Coast, and it is really about split-second decisions, and it's a device that can really help extend that time and helps keep people safe in the water.
Joel.
Quick one, just about why you've chosen to sell individual devices as opposed to, say, renting them or subscription-based, on the beach. You can hire one, for example.
We actually did speak about renting them out to people, like billboarding them at like airports and stuff, showing like the tourists that you can actually go to this website and then rent them off there and like get it delivered to wherever you are, or collect them at beaches and rent them for however long you're actually there. But we didn't actually come to a final decision of doing that yet. So.
Cool, thank you.
Technical question. When your CO2 cartridge goes off, how big does the balloon go in comparison to your arm?
We don't know. We haven't actually tested it. We don't have a working product. There was one that was there. It's fallen over. That we just used like an old watch and some like tubing to put it together just to give you a rough idea of how it would look. But nah, we haven't actually got a proper one to have an idea of how big it would go.
Because it's such an expensive product, we weren't able to get that money yet, but hopefully we would be able, with sponsors and interest buyers, to try and create this product.
Maybe you can partner with Apple Watch.
Oh.
Yes, we could.
That's a good idea. Would want that.
Can we please give the Rise team a massive round of applause? Well done! Nailed it. Woo! Now, this is my favourite part of the night because the pressure moves from our teams to our judges. Now, if you wish to take the cake as the best audience we've ever worked with, the pressure also moves to you because I would like you to slow clap the judges to the green room. Okay, and wait, you're too eager. I want to help you, okay? I want to set you up for success. For those playing at home or in the room that are like, slow clap, and you're looking to maybe a younger person nearby to explain it to you, I want you to start with a slow clap that gets faster at the point where the judges have left the room. Do we feel like we can do this? Look to the young person near you to lead this if need be. All right, judges, you are moving to the green room, which is, follow Jess, who is waving paper and her arms. Let's slow clap. You nailed it first go. I'm so proud. All right, so the judges are now leaving us to deliberate, but don't you worry, we have plenty of fun for you. We have some educator awards, and we also have to reveal the Showcase Awards. I saw some young people. Yes, let's do that again. Everybody go ooh when I say it. We also have to reveal some Showcase Awards. Oh, you are the best audience we've ever had. All right, thank you. All right, so judges have left. We've done that part. It's a really critical part of our program. A couple of years ago, we introduced Educator Awards because we realised as much as we loved celebrating our young people on stage, our young people don't get here without the incredible work of not only caregivers sitting here in the room, but also the teachers that are delivering the programs and supporting these young people to not only think up these ideas, but develop them to the point that they can actually join us on stage. And so we introduced a new category last year, which was called our Hall of Fame category. And this was awarded to schools that have actually run our Activate program for 5 years, which is actually pretty remarkable when we know how much change happens in schools. And we wanted to acknowledge the investment that our schools make in the continuity of this enterprise thinking, to be able to back their young people year on year and see the growth of an enterprising culture within that community. And so this year we have 2 schools to add to our Hall of Fame for the year. Can we please welcome some minions on stage to help us with the awards? Yes, they're not the awardees, but they're very critical to the process. So, our 2023 Hall of Fame first recipient, can we give it up for Redbank Plains State High School? And we have Vicky here, come on down and receive your trophy. Keep clapping, she's not here yet. Keep clapping. Excellent, congratulations. And our second school to welcome into our Hall of Fame this year, Shayla Park State High School. I know we have somebody from Shayla Park in the room. No, we will just clap them in there. Oh no, yes. Come on down. Keep clapping. It's nothing awkward than walking up to no applause. Best part of that, parent of Showcase team that's like, I've got this. And I'm proud of that because it's the caregivers and the teachers that make it. So thank you to Shayla Park. All right, now we have our Educator Awards. Now we have 3 different Educator Awards. We have our Trailblazer of the Year, which is given to an educator delivering Future Anything Activate for the first time. We have our Educator of the Year, which is delivered to an educator who is delivering the program for their second or subsequent year. And then we also have Team of the Year, which is awarded to a team of, well, the year, I guess. Now, what we look for in our Trailblazer, our Educator, and our Team of Year is that they embody what we call an enterprising mindset, that they are enterprising thinkers and doers. And the definition that we have for enterprising is that they're marked by an independent, energetic spirit and a readiness to act. So for us, this isn't about being an entrepreneur, the noun. This is about thinking and doing like an entrepreneur in the way you approach learning and life, and for our educators, teaching and working with young people. So, our Trailblazer of the Year, we have 5 nominees. Let's give a rolling round of applause for Alyssa Burns from Faith Lutheran College Redlands, Jack Morris, Marsden State High School, Lee Staden, Bentley Park College in Queensland, Lisa Masters, all the way from Port Neal Primary School in South Australia, and Trish Yandel from Loxton High School in South Australia. Let's give our finalists a big round of applause. And the 2023 Trailblazer. Am I dragging it out appropriately? Does it feel suspenseful? Thank you. I just needed that feedback. All right. The 2023 Trailblazer of the Year is Lee Started from Bentley Park College! Keep the applause coming! He's like,
Look,
wait, I've got to
thanks.
say something? I don't understand.
Yeah, no. And the kids have to do this, my goodness. Look, thank you very much to Future Anything and everyone in this room. You know the power of this program. So congratulations for everyone that's here and everyone that's been involved in the Activate programs. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Trailblazer of the Year. We move on to our Educator of the Year. And we have 3 finalists in our Educator of the Year category for this year. Can we give it up for Alexia Little from Cardine College, Kelly Free from Wavell State High School, and Vicky Cull from Redback Plains State High School. The 2023 Educator of the Year is, I really love this part, it's the best. Vicky Cull from Redback Plains State High School! Come on down! Keep the applause coming. Long walk from the back. Had to do it twice. Sorry, Vicky. I could have ruined the punchline for you, but...
There's not much more to say than what Lee said. I've taught this program for 5 years and absolutely love it. Been to 3 of these events and they always put on an excellent event. But most importantly, congratulations to all the students that make this program what it is. Thank you.
All right, 2 categories down, 1 to go. Team of the Year. Gosh, there's a lot of phones filming me right now. Our 3 finalists are Brisbane South State Secondary College. Give them a big round of applause. Matthew Flinders Anglican College. And Woodville High School in South Australia. Give them a big round of applause. Ooh, the pressure. The 2023 Team of the Year is Matthew Flinders Anglican College! All right, team, you're all going to have to come up here. And whilst they do, Trudy, their principal, was unable to make it tonight, and she was devastated to not be here, so she's recorded a very short message while they come up to the stage.
We are thrilled to receive this accolade, Future Anything Team of the Year 2023. It is so rewarding for our staff to be recognised by an education leader of Future Anything's calibre, whose mission is an absolute inspiration to us. Congratulations particularly to our Year 6 teaching team, Debbie Plank and Justin Hill, who are there with you tonight, for your dedication to enhance the spirit of enterprise within our students. We are incredibly grateful to all judges and everyone who has supported the Activate program and who have recognised our Flinders teaching staff for their commitment to future-proofing our little learners. We are deeply humbled by your encouragement and your acknowledgement. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. I hope the rest of your evening is nothing short of spectacular.
Oh, thank you, Trudy. Let's get a photo. Move in, team.
I think Trudy has said plenty tonight, and that actually echoes what we feel. But Nick, if this is Christmas for you, I think we've just had New Year's. We've sung, danced, we've cried, we've laughed, and reminisced over an awesome, awesome year together working with you. So, but it's all about the kids, really. We've got our 5 teams here, and we couldn't have done it without them and without your support. Thank you.
So for those playing at home, this year is the first year we've actually had primary schools involved in our Activate program. Yes, right? Pretty amazing. And so in our first year of having primary schools as a part of our Activate program, Matthew Flinders Anglican College got 5 teams through to the National Grand Final, which is pretty impressive. So anybody who's sitting there going, how do primary school students pitch against secondary school students? I think they probably do okay. So let's give them a big round of applause. All right. The showcase teams have done some really good lining up on the side. I'm really proud of the rehearsal and conversation we had earlier, team. Excellent work. I'd love to welcome our showcase judges to the stage. They've had a really tough job. Can we welcome Chloe Alley, previous winner and founder of By Chloe, Kia Pulo, which previous winner as well, Murray Galbraith, and Yaz Gregilianis to the stage. Come on down. All right, so what I'm going to do is 2 things at this stage. Judges, I'm going to get you to hover in front of those 2 banners there, because there is a few people that haven't had a chance to get up on stage yet. So should we get all of our showcase teams up here so that we can celebrate how great they are and also maybe give them some sweet swag? Do you want me to actually move the judges down that end? Can you go that way, please? I got it wrong, my own directions. So we're going to invite our teams up in rolling order. So we're going to keep the applause going whilst they come up tonight. And they are in alphabetical order, of which I don't have the list in alphabetical order. So let me see if I can read the teams and do it in alphabetical order. All right, challenge accepted. Now, as the teams come up, they get a swag bag of stuff, which is pretty cool. Did you know that swag is actually an abbreviation for stuff we all get? Don't tell me I've recycled this, teams. Everybody else hasn't heard this before, so I'm allowed to recycle that. So they get a swag bag of gear. They also get a certificate and a very cool medal that I want. So let's see how good my alphabet is. Are we ready for this? Can we give me a bit of a round of applause while I attempt to do this in alphabetical order? All right, first up we have Brisbane Boys College, Build Oscar. Look, I'm just going to read them and you guys just come up. Let's do it that way. We've got Artificial Best Biting Lures from Faith Lutheran College, Build Oscar from Brisbane Boys College. We've got Cognishield Sportswear from Cardine College, Denmark Botanical Soap, Red Bank Plains, Incredible Insects from Matthew Flinders Anglican College, Brisbane South State Secondary College, Kickoff, all the way from Victoria, Kingswood College, we have Lumina Dex, North Rocky State High School represent with Maso Hijab, St Andrews Anglican College, Marine Clean, Corinda State High School, Project Zen. We have Rimwrap from Matthew Flinders Anglican College. Let's lift the applause, please. Simply Smile Subscription, Shayla Park State High School, Tarly from Bentley Park College. That was the team I forgot to start with. Sustainable Fishermen, Yarrabilla State Secondary College. Sustainable Surf from St Edmunds College, Plants for Plants from Matthew Flinders Anglican College, Wicks, Matthew Flinders Anglican College, Wolf Watchers, which I heard a dog barking earlier, Matthew Flinders Anglican College, and Worry Warriors from Wavell State High School. Oh, let's lift the applause for our showcase team! Keep it coming! Let's go down the front too. We can fit another row in here. Yes. Excellent. Judges, can I get you wander around the front now for me, please? Wriggle that way for me. You guys can go back that way. Tetris for the win. Come hither, young judges. Relatively young judges, Yaz. All right. I mean, they're a good-looking bunch, aren't they? What do you reckon? Yes. So we are going to get a massive photo of our showcase team. So we're going to get them to squish in and also follow Clayton because he's got the camera so he knows what's going on. So looking down the middle, and we're going to get a bit of crowd enthusiasm to pump them up. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. All right, now I want to see hands up in the air. Big round of applause. Yes. All right. Okay. Teams, you are going to stay there. Shuffle that way a little bit for me. Make sure everybody can see. Judges, you can come back this side now. Cool. Teams go that way a little bit if there's space. Judges come this way a little bit if there's space. Now, the total prize pool for the showcase is over $15,000 in prizes and support. What do we think about that? Yes. And so our grand finalists have a copy of Catherine Ball's book, Converge. Previous runner-up, Michaela Finch, one of her keychains from the I Am Project, plus a whole bunch of other swag and a medal and a certificate and glory and honour forever as a 2023 showcase team, which I think is actually the coolest part of the entire process. Now, judges, how difficult was the judging?
It was, yeah, like you said, close to impossible. You made our lives, what, a living hell? Not my words. But yeah, no, it was extremely difficult. And I just want to say to every single one of you, well done. Seriously, I cannot express it enough. Well done.
All right. Who is doing the revealing of the showcase runner-up?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Before you do that, I can reveal that the showcase runner-up gets $500 cash, Sharuni, in addition to being sponsored a spot in Chloe's Youngpreneur Market in December as well, which is pretty cool. They can take their wares straight to the market in a month's time and make a little bit more cash alongside that as well. So Kia, over to you.
So as mentioned before, it was extremely difficult to choose a runner-up. We spent, ages, literally ages trying to figure out who it would be in the end. But in the end, we did just so happen to come to a conclusion. What made this team the runner-up and a standout was their deep consideration of a very complex problem and incredible attention to detail throughout. And the runner-up is...
Let's have a drum roll. Geez, Key, you're making them work for it.
Incredible Insects from Matthew Fuentes.
Well done! Come forward, Incredible Insects. Big round of applause. Congratulations! I think we have a trophy for you somewhere. Just being located. Congratulations, team. Let's give them a big round of applause. We'll get your trophy in a moment. There's a lot of trophies behind here. Just jump over here and we will bring it over to you. Excellent. Give them a big round of applause, our runner-up. Excellent. Congratulations, team. Big round of applause for our runner-up. So, now we have the showcase winner. And the showcase winner is walking away with 1,000 big ones, plus a discovery and development day with Soconomy. That's you, Yaz. Yeah, it is. And I love your surprise. And a sponsored spot at Chloe's Youngpreneur Market and Package. Who is the spokesperson for our winner?
That's me.
Excellent. All right, Chloe. You've sat in this spot before. It's over to you.
I sure have. Thanks, Nick. We wrote some notes about leading up to this moment. So I'd like to say that founders generally have resilience, passion, and purpose. What stood out for us as judges is that this person took their personal experience and planted a seed to create a product that solves a problem with global ambition. One of my fellow judges, Yaz, right here, was sitting with us around the table outside, and she said to us, when your why is big enough, you will find out the how. And the winner tonight really demonstrated this beyond words. So, drum roll.
Let's have a drum roll, please. The showcase winner
goes to Wix.
Give the judges a handshake too. So, in an exciting turn of events, Murray for the last couple of years has been a very generous supporter of our grand finals and has often supported our winners in a branding package and also building a website, of which he worked with Chloe 2 years ago. And he just had a little whisper to me and said, I'd like to offer the same thing to the showcase winner, Wix. So, value of somewhere between $7,000 and $12,000, your first website and a branding package as well. Congratulations and thank you to Murray as well. Amazing. Now, the people have also spoken. Yes, Yaz has got the magic envelope. I don't even know what's inside, so this is all very exciting. the Showcase People's Vote, as voted by everybody in the room, will walk away with $500 as well as a sponsored spot in Chloe's Youngpreneur Market as well. Yaz, over to you.
Okay. First of all, founders have a little saying called forgiveness over permission. And I just want to pay tribute to Murray. Come up here, Murray. What you might not know in this room is that 2 years ago, I was preparing my pitch deck as a social entrepreneur wanting to raise capital. My brand used to be called the world's biggest garage sale. And I created the future brand called Seconomy in 2018 when it was too early to talk about circular economy. People were still scratching their heads. But Murray helped me pull together my brand and pitch deck long before the brand Seconomy came to life. And thanks to his support, I was able to raise $4 million of capital in 4 weeks.
Oh, Murray.
That's the magic that this man can create, so thank you. Secondly, Vicky Carl. I just have to say, I'm stealing a moment because I'm a Red Bank Plains State High School alumni. Well done to you tonight on your Hall of Fame and your win. I thought I was going to say it was 20 years ago, but it was actually, I think, no, it was...
Three years ago, yes.
30.
You left.
I think, no, holy crap, it was 30 years ago. Oh my God, it was
You
30 years
old.
ago. Anyway, 1993 alumni. Anyway, tonight, more importantly, we have the People's Choice. I was that girl that peeked in the presents under the tree when I was little. Tonight, I did not peek. So I have no idea who won. So can we have the drum roll for the People's Choice? Your
drum
choice.
roll, please. The People's Vote.
I'm actually shaking.
It's like the Oscars. Keep the applause going. The drum roll is...
Drum roll. The People's Choice for the 2023 Future Anything is Wix. From Matthew
double win! I mean, do you have enough hands? I don't know how to help. I want to help. Hold them up! Double win! Congratulations! Now, there is some further prizes that may be coming out a little bit later, so never fear. Can we please give it up for our 19 showcase teams for our 2023 National Grand Final? Amazing! All right, legends! Well done, sir. Congratulations, guys. Well done. Yeah, did you get your certificate? Just grab them on the Let's keep the round of applause going for our teams. I'm also really proud because we did this whole put the swag bags on your back so you don't have to carry them. And look how brilliantly it worked. Little proud moment. Congratulations. Now, you may have noticed that our judges have returned. I did hear a sneaky little whisper that things got pretty hairy back there. I'm not going to say who, but somebody lifted a table. I won't reveal who it was. There was a door that was slammed. Somebody before the table was lifted swiped all the glasses and the sushi off the table, which made Sarah very upset because she couldn't prove that she was a eating champion. Okay, so took away her moment of glory. So it was very difficult judging back there. They have returned. So, should we welcome our judges back on stage? Before we welcome our teams on stage, Belinda Morrissey, Dr. Catherine Ball, Joel Connolly, Chrissy Chong, Sarah Liao, come on up! Big round of applause! I have to remember what order they are. All right, I've got my script now, so I've got the order that they're coming up in. It's all right, guys, I've learnt. All right, I'll get to you guys in a moment. But should we bring the pitching teams up? Yes? All right. We've had some pretty incredible pitching teams tonight, if I don't say so myself. And I've got the order, so I can read them in the proper order that they're supposed to. So, can we please welcome on stage Ashan Industries. Big round of applause. Paw Print Books from McGregor State High School. Special Pins from Cowan State High School. Woo-woo! The tastiest chips in town from Brisbane South State Secondary College. Reese's from Fairholme College. Crave Industries, we have Clipper Case. Let's go row number 2. I'm trying to slow down for them. Keep the clapping coming. From Ferny Grove State High School Unified First Aid. And from Marymount College, Rise! Gosh, there's a lot of whispering side of stage tonight. It's a good thing though. Our 2023 National Grand Final pitching teams. Judges, why don't you come a little bit further forward so that we can get you part the Red Sea, figuratively and maybe literally, actually. And judges, will get you to jump in the middle here. Let's get a photo of our pitching teams. Come on in, team. Get cozy. And look towards Clayton, or Dean, actually. Down the middle. Oh no, the medals are dropping. Chaos and anarchy. We're just doing some creative accounting in the front here. Cool, let's give him a big round of applause. All right, let's get a little bit of like celebratory arms up, please, without hitting somebody with a frame, because that would be sad. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, judges, come towards me. Teams, move away from me. I think that's the simplest way to put this. Come sidle my way. All right. Now that I've got the order of the teams, I can put that down. Success. Organise yourselves so that you can see. If somebody's standing behind you that maybe can't see, maybe just wiggle so people can... Yes. Love the wiggling. Great. All right. National Grand Final. I'm so glad I wasn't in your position. Much easier being the MC. The total prize pool for pitching teams is over $40,000 in prizes and funding, which is just incredible. So who's excited about that? Yes. Now, you get your swag bags, stuff we all get. Thank you for that fun fact. At least there's one person that gets my joke. Now, the first award is the highly commended. Sarah, I believe you're going to start. Is that correct? And then we're swinging over to a second commentator, which has been whispered to me in the sidelines. The highly commended prize pack is $1,500, a Discovery and Development Day, thanks to QSEC, and also tickets to Something Q, which is one of Queensland's premier innovation festivals, to head along to that as well. The grand final, highly commended.
So before we actually do that and make the exciting announcement, on behalf of my fellow judges tonight, we would just love to actually share with you all how inspired we were from every single one of you. So tonight's pitching event, I think we actually learned so much about what's on the heart and mind of the next generation. And you actually taught us about the power of your passion, and we saw that coming through every single one of your presentation. And I think, as I mentioned, in the very beginning, so much about, I think, adult life is you realize that you need to unlearn what the society has taught you. So I think our encouragement for all of you today is to actually stay curious, and stay passionate and keep going. And you've actually inspired all of us tonight. So thank you for your, not only tonight's effort, but the preparation gone into it. Because we were all so, I think, taken aback by the depth of your knowledge and how well you researched your category and just how forward thinking you already are about the problem and the solution that you presented. So thank you for inspiring every single one of us. And I will hand this over to Joe.
Okay, so we had a bit of trouble with the highly commended, so we talked amongst ourselves and decided to chip in money so that we can award 2 highly commended prizes. Nick? Is that allowed? Yeah. It was... Yeah, sorry if that messes anything up for you, but we're doing it! So, all right, drum roll for the first highly commended, please. And it's Yummy Scrumptious Chips! Woo! All right, okay. So we loved your connection to the problem. We loved the customer research that you had done. We loved your passion. Our advice is go to market, branding, marketing are going to be really important for you guys to focus and pay attention to. So congratulations.
Okay, because we're naughty, yes, we've decided to do a second one. So you're going to have to get a second,
a little trophy.
Yes,
and
I'm
on
everything.
it already on my phone, ordering it now.
In general, we were really, really happy to see the amount of environmentalism that was being put through all of the pitches and as the background of it. And as a person who cares personally, all of us care personally about education around that, the next highly commended, grand final highly commended is Paw Print Books. Woo! We love the idea of the transferability of this one and how it can turn into so many things. Thank you.
Woo! That's a little bit exciting. This is what I mean. I'm always kept on my toes over here and the edge of my seat at the same time. Can we give our 2 highly commended teams a big round of applause? All right, the runner-up. Oh, okay. And then 4 winners.
Not done that to you.
So our runner-up prize pack, $1,500 cash, a Discovery and Development Day with QUT Entrepreneurship. Thank you so much to QUT for their support as well. But wait, there's more. A Discovery and Development Day with Queensland Social Enterprise Council and tickets to Something Q as well. It is a whopping prize pack. Belinda, over to you. You've got the mic.
So this was a really tough choice, guys. You did not make it very easy for us. When we first came into this judging, we sort of sat down and went, what are we really looking for? And we were looking for ideas from founders that were passionate about what they were putting forward, but also ideas that had so much potential to actually be put into practice and to really create a great deal of impact. And with tonight's grand final runner-up, this was absolutely in spades. We were so inspired by their pitch, by their concepts, and really it feels like the future is safe, looking at not only the grand final runner-up, but all of you on stage. So tonight, drum roll please. Woo! the grand final runner-up is Ashan Industries.
Don't drop the trophy. Ashutosh, well done. Come back in the middle, sir. Your family need a photo of you. You're going to have to come and stand over this side. The poor man's worried about actually dropping the trophy. Congratulations. Give him a round of applause. All right, this is the big one, right?
Big one.
This
The
is the
big
big
one.
one. So I'll reveal the prize package unless there's any more surprises that need to be whispered to me side of stage. The grand final winner for tonight walks away with $2,500 in cash, a discovery and development day with the Office of the Chief Entrepreneur, brand development, including brand strategy and your own logo development and design from Avenue de Saks. A mentoring package thanks to Joel from Soul Searcher Adventures, so 5 to 6 hours of individual coaching on your idea. An empathy and impact masterclass on your theory of change from Empathy First. A discovery and development day from the Queensland Social Enterprise Council, as well as tickets to Queensland's premier innovation festival to mix with other innovators that might be a few years ahead of where you are now. I mean, whew, I'm sweating. That's a lot. All right, over to you.
Okay, so this team were extremely passionate. They had a great personal connection to the idea, and we all felt they had really great depth in their presentation as well. And sometimes innovation's not about creating a whole new product, but it's taking something that exists in the market and reimagining it. And this team did that. They've taken an idea and they've made it more accessible to all, and we believe it's a simple model which makes it a scalable business that can be easily scaled globally, and thanks to their digital approach. And they hold the true values of what we see as a social enterprise. And the winner is...
Wait. Sorry, I forgot something. We got something pretty cool. Sorry. Just to completely cut off your flow. Yeah, that was me. So, before that moment, I actually would like to invite EcoBeds to hand over the trophy as our 2022 winners to our 2023 winners. Jai and Phil, come on down. Let's give them a big round of applause. 2022 champions. They're a little bit taller this year. The mullets are a little bit longer, and we're excited that they're back with us again. Give them a big round of applause. This is a two-hand situation here, guys.
That is such a big trophy.
So, 2022 winners, EcoBed. Sorry to just completely ruin your flow. It was beautiful until that point, and then I just needed to get the boys up on stage.
Start again.
Yeah.
Start again. No. I think we all know who it is. The winner is United First Aid.
Our 2023 Grand Final winners! All right. You can, if you want, share a few words, but you don't have to.
Okay, I don't know if this is the best idea anymore.
Is it because the trophy's really heavy? Oh, let me help you.
This is crazy. Is I don't have the words. This means a lot to me because of Dad. Sorry.
Oh, you're going to make me cry. Help him out.
I don't know.
It's just a thank you. Thanks to my mum as well, and all the people that have supported us as we've done this. To Miss Casey, our teacher as well. Thank you all so much for all your help and support. And thanks to you as well for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you. I'll hold on to this for a little bit. Can we give it up for our grand final teams, please? Give them a big round of applause. All right, exit stage left, my left. Keep the applause going! Whew, that was pretty amazing. We'll wait for our teams to grab a seat. Plenty of time for photos, parents. I promise I won't stop you from marking the moment. Now, a part of what we do at Future Anything has been each year we work with, this year, 6,000 young people to help them develop these innovative ideas that make their world a better place, that connects to who they are and the things that they care about in their world. And we've always struggled with this, well, what happens to those young people at the end of the program? How do we support these young people, wrap them around with the supports in the community that they need to do something really special beyond this grand final day today? So in 29, we had this idea to build this accelerated program that would run for 6 months or more, that we would bring a whole group of high potential young people together to help them launch and potentially scale their first for-purpose business. And then something happened in 2020 that derailed a few plans. And so we're back here in 2023 relaunching YouthX with its first cohort of young people to support them with the mentoring, the coaching, the cohort, and the wraparound supports to help them juggle education and entrepreneurship and see them do something with the amazing ideas that they have. And so I'm super proud to say that today our winning team, our runner-up team from our grand final pitching, as well as our winning team from the showcase, will go straight through to the first cohort of YX with a value of close to $10,000 for that mentoring program. And over the next day, we'll be working with the judges based on their feedback, both showcase judges and pitching judges, to pick a further 3 teams, wildcard entries, to go through to this first cohort of YX commencing at the beginning of next year. So teams, whether you stood up on stage and accepted a trophy tonight, we want you to know that we're here to back you. And so we're keen to support you beyond today to do really amazing things with the cool ideas you've come up with. And I can't wait to share with you the full first cohort and support them early next year to bring their ideas into the real world and then scale them, hopefully globally at the same time as well. So it's very exciting. Now, before we all run away and we get some professional photos of our winning teams, and then we open up the beer garden because we would love for you to hang around and grab a Coke or a lemonade or something a little bit spicier than that and join us to celebrate our young people tonight. There are a few thank yous because an event like this doesn't come together without a remarkable amount of work behind the scenes. The first thing, I just want to thank our pitch judges and our lovely minions that are sitting here. Just up on the side, they will find some very lovely gift your own swag bags, if you will, to take home to say thank you for your time today. So we can thank you to Belinda, Catherine, Joel, Christy and Sarah for their time and expertise on our judging panel today. Now, our showcase judges, we haven't forgotten you. I don't know how you whittled the 19 teams down. Well, I know how you did. You added an additional category, as did the final judges as well. But a huge thank you to our previous winners, Chloe and Kia. It is such a joy that our young people choose to give back to the work that we do. And I sometimes tell the story of Kia at last year's grand final. I was standing near the front door. Are you upstairs, Kia? Give me a wave so I can see where you are. You up here? I see your arm. Okay, so Kia was standing at the front door and I walked up to get something, except I didn't know it was Kia because obviously when he pitched in 2020, he was via Zoom and not nearly as tall as he is now. So this young man comes up and stands next to me and he goes, "Nick." And I'm sure he remembers I had this really blank look on my face because, you know, when your brain's trying to match a person's face to the name and so it's going tick, 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 tick in your head and you're like, if you can just think of it fast enough. And I ended up saying to Kia, I'm sorry, I don't know. And he's like, "It's Kia." And I went, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I heard the grand final was on and I just want to come down and watch." And it makes me emotional to think about how amazing it is that this young person was still thinking about the learning experience that they had in class, that they drove down from the Sunshine Coast on a Monday night to just see it all happen to another group of young people. And so it is the most joyful thing that we do, that we still get to spend time with so many of our alumni, Chloe and Kia included. So a big round of applause for them. To Murray, who has generously donated his time and expertise for the last couple of years to mentor and coach our young people. It is so important that we have people like you in our ecosystem. And to Yaz, obviously, as well, with your expertise and also donating a circular economy experience as well. So big round of applause for our showcase judges. Now, we don't get to live stream to everybody watching at home without the support of Advanced Queensland and the Office of the Chief Entrepreneur, and also flying our teams here to be part of this experience, our regional Queensland team. So let's please give them a big round of applause, making an event like this accessible. What a huge bunch of prizes we had, almost too many to name, but can we please give our prize partners a huge round of applause, donating time and expertise in order to support our young people moving forward. Now, we can't do an event like this without our delivery partners as well. So we've got AV1 who've been making the live stream smooth and running the slides and the tech. Can we say a huge thank you to them? Flawless Imaging, Clayton and Dean, getting everybody's best side as they've been taking photos tonight. And also to the Trifford, who actually discount the venue for us to make it possible for us to host it in this amazing space as well. So they give back so that we can have our event here as well. So big round of applause to them. Now, the team don't know this is in the slide deck. This is the best part. As a founder, this is my idea baby. And so the work that we do is so important to me, but it has been just the greatest honour to build a team of people who care about the work. Oh, I'm going to get emotional as much as I do. So I just want to say such a huge thank you to the team who have just made today seamless. I kept going around going, "Don't we need to?" And they're like, "Done." "Shouldn't we?" "Finished." It's already fixed. And they were just anticipating everything that needed to happen to make it a smooth night. So a huge thank you to Jen Buchanan. A huge thank you to Jared Turner. Massive thank you to Brianna Barnes, Kate Clausen, and the MVP on the team, the wielder of the triangle, the keeper of everything that happens here at Future Anything. A huge round of applause for Jess Roberts, because tonight would not happen without the incredible work that she does behind the scenes. And we have some pretty awesome, I call them minions, but really they've been incredible humans, making your payments at the front, making sure our judges have the prizes, getting swag bags to our students. Stand up and take a bow, team. 4 incredible volunteers helping us out tonight as well. And finally, tonight doesn't happen without the tireless work of quite a few people that are in the room and are also watching. Parents, you've probably heard our pitching teams pitch so often that you know it off by heart. Showcase parents, you've probably agonised over the size of the font on the posters that needed to go up. Who was wearing the dog outfit and bringing the dog, not to mention wielding bikes and desks to get here. Can we please have a massive round of applause for our parents and caregivers for the incredible support they've offered our young people to get here tonight. Most who know me know my story started as a teacher, and I just believe that teachers have the power to do so much for our young people. The stuff that they do in the classrooms reveals for young people the potential that they have inside of them. And I believe that great teachers have this ability to subvert young people's perceptions of what they're capable of and show them a world of possibility in front of them. And we are so lucky to work with the educators that are in this room who do this every single day. So, if you're near a teacher, sitting near a teacher, can you give them a big round of applause, please? Lastly, thank you to you for coming along. Parents, caregivers and other, everybody in between, sitting upstairs, sitting downstairs, at a judging table or not. We can't do things like this without you backing our young people. The foundations of the work that we do at Future Anything is this belief that youth-led ideas have the power to bend the future. The stuff that we come up with today changes the fabric of the future moving forward. And so my challenge to you when you leave today is, what small gesture of support can you make to a young person you know that might unlock their ability to bend their future or the future of others around them? So thank you for tonight.